Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tides of Change and Breaking Cycles. Unless it is through YouTube, then it is my self-development channel. Thank you for following me, and I hope you subscribe and share my materials because I like to help other people, and by you sharing my content, I can get it out there to help others, and in doing so, it also helps me along my path as well. So it's kind of like an energy balance, I guess you could say. So today I want to discuss what it is I want to do moving forward with both of my pages. So I have decided that with my niche being very spiritually based, I would like to take more of a holistic approach to my pages and when it comes to giving you guys content. So today I decided that I was going to start putting some topics together and put some point forms on those topics together so that I can start talking to you about specific topics and what they are, what they mean, what they're there for, and what they can be there for to help you with, and why they're there to help you. So today I would like to talk about shadow work and your intuition. So with shadow work and your intuition, they kind of go hand in hand. But that's just it. You have to actually go into the shadow aspect of yourself in order to be able to follow your intuition authentically. And the reason why I say you cannot follow your intuition authentically without diving into shadow work is because when you don't go into that shadow self of who you are blindly accepting yourself, but you're not facing a lot of the things that actually block you from moving forward in life. So whether it would be abundance, in many forms, it could be family, love, building relationships in general. It could be financial, poverty, I guess you could say. There's so many different kinds of blocks, and they come in layers. So I mean, those blocks with poverty. You can have self-doubt that comes with poverty. You can have that feeling of, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to get ahead. I don't think I can actually accomplish that. Some people look at the light at the end of the tunnel, whereas all you see is a lamp, right? And that lamp can be turned off at any time. And that also feeds into a lot of my previous videos about anxiety and all that, but we're not going to go there because I've touched base on that so many damn times. I don't want to go there anymore. Like I said, this is a new direction. So what is shadow work? Okay, so shadow work is the unknown side of ourselves, the unknown traits that we carry subconsciously around that our ego tries to hide. Why does our ego try to hide that? Because we don't want to know. We don't want to feel that side of ourselves. We're ashamed of that side of who we are. But the fact remains that it is a part of who we are. We all carry not so nice traits within us, whether we show them to other people or we hide them within ourselves. We are still carrying around that energy. And until we face that energy, we cannot follow our intuition authentically, okay? We are walking and following blindly, and we can't follow our gut properly. It can lead us astray. So how can we go about diving into shadow work? So just give me 1 second here, because I did take some notes today just so that I can make sure that I don't forget any basis for shadow work. I don't think I actually wrote down enough notes, so you'll have to excuse me. This might be a 2-part video, so bear with me on that. So without the shadow work, we are not being completely authentic with ourselves. Like I said, there's blocks in the shadows that you won't understand what or why those blocks are there until you actually see and face them. And seeing and facing your shadows can be so tough, okay? It is not a cakewalk. It is not for the faint of heart. In fact, there are so many people that they refuse to face that side of themselves, okay? However, Shadow work can cause either self-sabotage or self-awareness. And the reason why it's separated in those two parts is because of your perspective, the way that you actually look at shadow work. If you look at shadow work as a drowning sorrow, boohoo, pity, poor me, boohoo, blah, 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 you're going to bring in self-sabotage. Why? Because you're not facing it. You're looking at it and inspecting it and then brushing it under a rug. I have to explain this to you. You brush your shadow work under the rug. You brush all of those not so nice traits about yourself under the rug. They're eventually going to be exposed, okay? I'm sorry to say this, but you are eventually going to be exposed for your authentic self. So if you have poor intentions, you need to face why you feel these intentions towards people, places, or things. Let's remove the labels here, because labels divide. Labels divide your inner self from authentically reaching that point of understanding and awareness, okay? I'm not going to go into that today, but I do, like I said, want to touch base on shadow work. So, another really fun fact about shadow work is that we all do it. We all do it subconsciously. Now, whether or not we actually accept the shadow work that we're doing, or whether or not we decide we're going to pursue it, face it, and heal it and move on, well, that's totally up to you, because that goes with the universal law of choice, saying yes or saying no, okay? So at the end of the day, if you feel like you have internal blocks within you, start inspecting it. Ask yourself why it's there. Why do you have that block? When you shift your perspective when you're doing your shadow work, you have a million questions. You need to understand that with shadow work, it's like your life is a checkerboard, okay? Just imagine yourself on this checkerboard, okay? And all around you, there's all these holes around you. And all of these holes are possible outcomes to said situation that you are in fact faced with as per your, say, childhood traumas. Let's use that for a perfect example here, because I mean, this is the beginning of the year, and I know that in December, a lot of people, if not everybody, it was more of a collective thing. Everybody was going through some childhood shit, okay? We were all navigating through a lot of our childhood traumas and pains and stuff, and they were all coming up to surface for release, okay? Those of us that had them coming up to surface for release but did not face them, you are denying your authenticity, okay? You are ripping yourself off of growth, of knowledge, of understanding, of awareness, of experience, of lessons, okay? So shadow work brings those lessons, but it also brings that growth, that understanding, that wisdom. You need to be grateful for every experience, whether or not you feel comfortable with it or not. When you're not comfortable with an experience, no matter how high the vibration is or how low the vibration is, no matter what the situation is, you need to find that gratitude through it. And the only way to find that gratitude is by doing the shadow work and understanding through so many different perspectives, because it has so many different outcomes. Like I said, that checkerboard theme, you know, you're on the checkerboard, a situation has occurred, you decide to make a change, you decide to make a choice. So you jump onto that hole that's in front of you. There's like 5 or 6 different holes beside it, but you choose that one specific one. Once you jump to that hole, you got a million different holes around you again. Well, those are more possible outcomes because of the decision that you made. You need to understand that with shadow work, you need to inspect it, process it, understand it before you finalize on your decisions, on the choices that you make for moving forward with progress. No matter what move you make, it's an experience and it is bringing you a lesson. That lesson that is coming in for you, no matter how much you feel good about it or not, it's going to teach you something valuable. And that valuable thing that it's teaching you, that is an internal tool to bring forth in your life. So take advantage of those internal tools that you develop through your shadow work, okay? I would love to touch more. I would love to touch base on a little deeper level with all of this stuff. So please feel free to ask questions, and I will give you my best understanding as to how I can go about helping you navigate through whatever it is you're experiencing. I'm not expecting you to share your personal life with me. In fact, I would prefer you not to, because I don't want to be involved in your business. Why? Because that just opens the doors for other people to be involved in your business. And that's just not fair to you. And it isn't fair to me, because I don't want that energy in my life, because it's an energy exchange. And we'll go over that in other videos. I would like to touch base on energy exchanges as far as, say, you know, coworkers, your family relationships, your friendships, your personal, you know, partnerships, so to speak. I would love to be able to touch base on those energy exchanges and what you're allowing when you do energy exchanges with people, and why it is so important to put those boundaries in place when you do those energy exchanges with people. But like I said, we'll go over that in another video. Today is about shadow work specifically. So I feel like I've touched a fair bit of base on shadow work with that. Now, why does it follow with your intuition? Well, when you are following your intuition, and like I said, if you're not following your intuition and doing your shadow work, you're only following one side of yourself. Therefore, you are still hiding a specific aspect of who you are, a certain characteristic that you choose to hide. Therefore, you are not following fully, because you are letting ego block you from moving forward. You are letting ego guide you. And I'm not saying ego is a bad thing, because we need ego. Ego has a place in everybody's life. However, there is a time where you need to just put those boundaries up for ego and say, look, my higher self is calling me, and I need to face this. I have to go through this, no matter how painful it is. Okay? Let me speak through my personal experiences. Many of you that follow me know that I am an orphan, know that my mom left when I was very little, know that I don't have a father, know that I was raised in the system. There's a million different things that you can possibly think of with knowing that that was the life that I lived. Well, the life that I lived forced me at a very young age to start facing shadow, okay? I had no choice in the matter, because without me facing that shadow, I probably wouldn't be alive today. And I'm speaking this authentically here. I made some very poor choices in my life. Those were through self-sabotaging behaviors based on the shadow work that I did without opening my mind up to bigger and more abundant perspectives. Perspective is an infinite thing. There are a million different perspectives that you can actually come into with any given situation or circumstance. So keep that in mind, okay? Follow all sides of it, not just your own. Because through understanding all aspects of the situation, you can better understand the shadow itself, so that you can better find that place of peace and comfort in facing it. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you for following me, and good luck. And if you have any questions, please feel free to inbox me or leave a comment below. Thank you. I love you, and have a wonderful day, you guys. Take care. Bye.